Today's session is entitled A New Chapter. And indeed, we are starting a new chapter in Genesis as well. Genesis chapter 35. We're going to read from verses 1 to 4. And God said to Jacob, "Arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there, and make there an altar unto God, that appeared unto thee when thou fleddest. Whoa, yeah, old English here. When you fled from the face of Esau, your brother." Then Jacob said to his household and to all that were with him, "Put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments. And let us arise and go to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way which I went." And they gave to Jacob all the strange gods which were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Jacob hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. Folks, Jacob and his entire clan or household, servants and everything that were with him, were now at a quandary. They couldn't stay in the area of Shechem because all the males were killed. And if Jacob had just released all the women and children, are you kidding? They're going to go out to the other cities and tell them what happened. So, of course, they had to move. So chapter 35, starts with God speaking to Jacob. "Arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there." God asked him to live in Bethel and make there an altar to God, the one who appeared to you when you fled from the face of Esau, your brother. The lesson to be learned here is that God is ever at hand to comfort his people in their troubles. Folks, that God hasn't changed. That includes you and me. It was now unsafe for Jacob to dwell any longer in the city of Shechem. And not knowing what to do next, God appeared to him and commanded him. Yes, he commanded him to return to Bethel, where God appeared to him first when he was fleeing Esau. You see, this is found in Genesis 28, 20 to 22. Furthermore, he was to live there and build an altar. This was the place where Jacob had the vision of the ladder into heaven. And this was the place Jacob now considered holy. And if he did, there are certain things that had to happen. So, as Jacob was preparing all of his household and family to go up to Bethel, he said, "Put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments." This is the first time in the Bible we have this expression. Cleaning up and changing into fresh clothes was considered an outward act that should show inward repentance. In the book of Revelation, we read that the saints need to keep their garments white. Even Paul mentioned it a few times. Keep your garments white. In other words, stay clean. Jacob continued, and let us arise and go to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto God, who answered me in the day of my distress and was with me in the way which I went. God answered him in the day of his distress, both when he fled from the face of his brother and also when he was petrified with fear at the Jabbok brook as he was preparing to reunite with his brother Esau there with his 400 men. Wow. So, to prepare for the journey, they gave to Jacob all the strange gods which were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Jacob hid them under the oak tree, which was near Shechem. Whether in the hands of his servants or of the captives taken at Shechem that decided to stay with him, or in the hands of his sons who had them along with the spoils they took, or even the gods Rachel stole from her father Laban, they delivered them into the hand of Jacob, all the idols in their possession. See, it's interesting to note that all the earrings which were in their ears were also given. It seems the earrings of many of the people, especially the males, were tied in with their idols, and sometimes they had the pendants attached in the shape of their idols. Folks, he wanted to make sure that he and his people were holy. This section closes with Jacob hiding them under the oak, which was by Shechem. It says Jacob hid them under the oak. In short, Jacob buried all the idols at an undisclosed place. I meant undisclosed place. Under the great oak, which was in all probability on his property there. It says Jacob hid them, never intending any should know anything of them or where they were. That's why it said Jacob hid them. Now, I'm going to close today. God wanted everyone to approach him with nothing between. Well, it seems like in today's world, we have many more things than just personal idols that lie between us and God. It seems like in today's world, there are too many technological advances that seek to distract us from God. It would definitely be fruitful in your own lives if you examined all this technological clutter and examined exactly which is keeping you from fellowshipping with God. And then, sorry to say this, get rid of them. There are too many Christians I know. Their smartphone keeps them from God. There are too many Christians I know. Their iPad keeps them from God. There are so many things. Oh, yes, a good excuse is, my iPad has my Bible in it. That may be so. But is it keeping you from praying? Is it keeping you from worshiping? In short, whatever is keeping you from God, get rid of it.